Can everybody hear me, guys? I'm just going to do a quick sound check in 1 minute. Bear with me. I haven't got everything loaded up yet. Right, I'm just going to do a quick sound check. Hello, guys. Oh, I muted my stream. I'm an idiot. Right, let me know, guys, what the sound's like from the headset. I'm a bit worried that it might be a bit dodgy. So, yeah, just keep a listen. Right, sorry guys. I was just sorting out the stream, making sure that I had the track map up and everything. Hopefully that is okay. So Dystopian in the Racing Bull at 1:11.2. Tojo with a 1:28.6 in the Alpine. Now it's good. Is it good? Banana, you're saying he can hear slightly double, and somebody else is saying I'm good. So I have no idea. So Dystopian fastest. AE Cryptic is on a lap. He's gone purple sector 1, and he's got a Mercedes just in front of him. Jeffy by a 1:10.5 in the Red Bull. Turn 8 and 9 we go. I see. I hope so, mate. I hope you enjoy it. But Banana says he's hearing double. Don't know why that is. So, Epic OJ goes fastest in the Aston Martin, a 1:10.3. You're making me paranoid now, 1 minute. No, I'm streaming straight from the PlayStation controller, mate. Deadly goes fastest in the McLaren at 1:09.7. Lewis isn't here today, and Deadly is the McLaren reserve. Hopefully my audio is okay. TJ Cryptic, so remember it is sprint qualifying, so it's only a short qualifying session for the drivers. Are you sure, because I've not got much audio coming through my headphones. It's very quiet coming through my headphones. And the mic is quite far away as well. Audios. I don't know why that is. Right, I've turned it right down. I can barely hear it myself, so I'm hoping that sorts it out. I literally can barely hear it through my earphones. There's no way they'll be down the camera. Surely not. So some of the drivers are coming through. Ginaudi in the kick south, coming down towards turn 6 and 7. Yeah, it's better, so you can still hear the game audio. Reese in the Ferrari goes fastest at 109.5 in the Scuderia, and he has taken a provisional pole in the sprint races. The Alpine just gets out of the way. What about Nick in the Ferrari? Comes to the line, goes up to P9, so there's a lot of improvement left on the table. Oh, fuck. Right, 2 seconds. So, here we go. So, Nick in the Ferrari has gone up to P9. You've got Ryan Clemenson in the Mercedes in front of him. Deadly in P2 has out-qualified the full-time driver of B right at the moment with 5 minutes of this sprint qualifying remaining. Ginaudi went up to P14. Maxi Bock in the Haas in P13. And then we got Malk, Sam the Man and Fanfinish yet to set a lap time. So it will be interesting to see what these drivers can do. They are all in the pit lane, and they will end up coming out at the very last minute to set them final sprint qualifying laps. Yeah, you'll be able to race Sunday. You'll be good. You'll be good. So, on board with Sam the Man in the Racing Bull. He is about to go and start his flying lap here in Montreal for the sprint qualifying. We've got a double dose of racing. Remember, if you want to check out any of the setups for your future races, check out the link in the Twitch chat. So we're right on board with Sam the Man going down in towards the centre S's at turn 1 and 2. And then he'll get his foot down really early, just doesn't even touch the battery actually. Doesn't look like he's really going for it here as he goes through turn 3 and 4. Yeah, Jeffy, I just said the same thing. So Sam the Man coming down in towards 6 and 7 at start sector 2. It is normal quali salute, so just short quali, sprint, short quali. Oh, he's invalidated it. So he's going to have to go round again. Hopefully he has got a little bit more fuel on board that car. I mean, he's got 3 minutes and it is quite a short lap time. 35 laps you'll see in the feature race. So definitely probably got enough time to get into the pit lane and back out. So Buy Me back in the Aston Martin is just about to come to the line. He comes through the wall of champions. Oh, wow. Buy Me back. It's out in the Aston Martin. Oh, and the Alpine's out. The Alpine of Malk is out. The drivers need to be careful now. They're coming down towards the line. Here comes Sam the Man, the American. Oh, he's had to slow down, and that might have hindered his final flying lap. And it is absolute carnage at the end of sprint qualifying here. So, has that hindered Sam the Man? He's just got to put it all on the line at this point. Buy Me Back went into the wall. I don't understand why Buy Me Back was pushing so hard through the wall of champions on an outlap. Wow. So unfortunate though, the amount of times we've done that as drivers into the wall of champions and took off a wheel. But Malk was just a bystander at that point. Can the Racing Bull get anything on the board? Any extra positions? And then do a Jensen button in the race? We shall see. But down in towards turn 8 and 9 for the Racing Bull driver as we head towards the hairpin at turn 10. I think it's called Lapingle or something like that, that corner. I can't remember. I've not got the track map names up. Yeah, it got cut out, Mark. It's just one of them things, mate. It happens. No ghosting, remember. So, the Racing Bull coming down the Casino Straight. What sort of lap? It doesn't look like he's going to get a decent lap on the board, but he might get a couple of extra positions just from it. Out of the Wall of Champions, down towards the line. He's going to be in the 110s, actually. And it is 111.1, so he is up to P11, so he has picked up a few positions. Max Wack on an outlet coming into the Wall of Champions now. A little bit slidey through there is the Belgian driver. So we have Ryan Clemenson in the Mercedes, also on a lap, and then we've got AE Cryptic in the Williams. And he's just coming down in to Quebec over. That is a really nice line for AE Cryptic for the Wall of Champions. He does that thing where a lot of drivers did in F124 where he dives into it, but the Williams is up to P4. This is quite extraordinary from AE Cryptic as he goes up to P4. Deadly has invalidated the McLaren driver, so let's see what Ryan Clemenson can do in the Mercedes. Down into the Wall of Champions, he's 6 tenths up, he's kept it valid. This is going to be a phenomenal lap from Ryan Clemenson. Down to the line, goes up to P2, provisional front row from Ryan Clemenson. Ginaudi comes to the line to start his flying lap, and he's invalidated it. That is it for Ginaudi, he can do no more. So, Sam the man in the Racing Bull is on the in-lap. What about the Ferrari? Is he on a flying lap? He is. Here comes Reese. How has he found half a second? Reese with a 108.7. A brilliant lap from nowhere. What about the other McLaren driver? That is Deadly, who invalidated. And then we've got a couple of Haas drivers. The checkered flag has waved, and that is Maxi Mock up to P10. And then we've got a couple of drivers coming to the line. What about Cryptic? He goes into the pit lane. We've got the other Ferrari of Nick into the Wall of Champions. It is Reese to Fanford to Ryan. It's Mercedes 2-3, but Nick goes up to P5. Brilliant lap from him. What about the Aston Martin? What can he do? Here comes Epic OJ. He's going to be near the top, and he goes up to P3 and splits the two Mercedes drivers. The kick Sauber of Mitch is 3 tenths up on his lap time, goes up to P11. What about the McLaren? Oh, B-Right. B-Right goes P3. And it is second row for the championship leader. Here comes the Racing Bull of Dystopian up to P10. What about Jeffy Boy? He's down in P11. CJ in P8 has hit the checkered flag. There goes the Haas. And Jeffy is up to P10. Jack can do no more in P16. And Sam the Man is going in towards the line. He got another lap in, actually, Sam the Man. Wow, we did not see that. So what can he do? He's down in P15. To the line, he goes up to P13. And that is it for qualifying. And it is Reese in the Ferrari that has taken pole position. He's DNF 3 of the last 5 races, I think it is. Or he's been taken out or something like that. In the last 5 races. And he starts on pole position once again. And he will want to stay well away from the Mercedes and the McLaren here. As he's been after that huge collision that happened in Imola last week with Fanfurness and B-Right. All 3 of them start 1, 2, 3 again, so it should be very spicy in the sprint. So it is Reese that takes pole. Bear with me whilst I put all of this in, because I know you all like the data at the end. Fanfurness, B-Right, Epic OJ, Ryan Clemenson. It is not Red Wildfire in the McLaren. It is Deadly. The Ferrari P7. I don't know why it never picks Nick up. And I think I need to change the name on my system. Then CJ, and then P9 is AE Cryptic. P10 Jeffy. P11 is a Dystopian. Then comes Mitch Sandman, Todd Joe, Maxi Block, Jack. And then Ginaudi, Buy Me Back, Kevin Gamer, and Mauk. Brilliant. Right, we've got them all in. Right, we go into the sprint race. Here we go. Remember, guys, there is a link in the chat if you do want to look for any decent setups. Oh, Jeffy Boy's left. What are we doing? Oh, that might DNF him, you know. When Jeffy Boy joins back, that might DNF his car. That is not great for the start of the sprint. There is a formation lap, actually. So, if he can get back in before the formation, he will be good. I think he will have a couple of invites. But if he can't get back in, he can't get back in. Remember, we can never restart the lobby for one driver. So I hope he can get back in time. So here we go for the formation lap. So Reese leads the way to get them tyres up to speed. Is my voice too loud over the game audio, or is it fine? Because I'm going to be shouting off the starting grid. Yeah, salute. I've sent him two, mate. I've sent him a couple of invites. Yeah, Red Bulls are way out of position. They are. There we go. Jeffy's in. Oh, you're kidding. How was I even muted? There was an issue there. I'm so gutted that was muted there. There was an issue there at the start of the Grand Prix. And a huge collision. And it looked like Buy Me Back crashed out in the Aston Martin. Then Jeffy Boy was out at the start of this sprint. But the lights did not go out on time. The lights went out at different times for the drivers. And Reese got an awful start because his lights went out later than Fanfiners, who got way ahead of the game. So Fanfinus is in the lead. Epic OJ in P2. Mitch is having to go into the pit lane in the Kick Sauber. But it is Fanfinus clear. 1.2 clear. Don't worry, Jeffy. Don't worry, mate. You're all good. Are you driving in third person? We will do a lobby restart for the feature race because there's obviously some kind of lobby issue with the lights and stuff like that, so don't worry. Fanfinus, not because obviously you're in third person, but because of the lights and all that sort of stuff. There seems to be a few issues with the lobby. I'm not sure why. So Fanfinus is leading. Epic OJ in the Aston Martin P2, but now here comes Reese down the inside in towards turn 10 at the hairpin, and the Scuderia back up to P2 after them lights did not go out, a malfunction for the Ferrari driver, and he has also got DRS where he can start to catch up. And now here comes Jack and Nick in the Ferrari, goes wheel to wheel with the Haas driver, the Haas and the Scuderia. And now here comes the Racing Bull of Dystopian, the Irishman, trying to get in on the action, but Jack is leading the way, and the DRS enable gives him that extra bit of speed and the Ferrari and the Racing Bull wheel to wheel. They get very close to each other there. And action-packed at the start of the Canadian Grand Prix. The Racing Bull through on the Ferrari. Nick is down to P12. So, Mad G, the lights went out at the start of the Grand Prix, but they went out at different times for the drivers. It was really strange. Racing Bull through on the kickside, but that is Sam the Man on Ginaudi. But Ginaudi having a good start up into P14. Mitch had to pit. Malcolm Todjo, the two Alpine drivers, still carrying on. Good stuff for them. Fanfitness leads by half a second to Reese in P2. Down in towards turn 10. We are on lap 3 of 12 for the sprint race. Fanfitness in the Mercedes leads to the Ferrari of Reese in P2. Nick picks up a 3-second time penalty. Then you've got B. Wright in the McLaren. Epic OJ in the Aston Martin. Ryan Clemenson in the Mercedes. Deadly in the McLaren. Cryptic in the Williams. CJ in the Red Bull up to P8. Mirko, it was the start, mate. The lights didn't go out at the right time. CJ around the outside into the wall of champions, but the Williams comes back at him, and what a move that is from Cryptic. Can he keep his foot down? The Red Bull will have the pace as he goes down in towards the centre S at turn 1 and 2, but the Williams later on the brakes and is through and back up to P7. The Red Bull is not going to get an easy ride from the Williams here. What about Reese on Fanfitness? He's going to have that DRS up towards Quebec. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. Bjorn, Mitch got caught up in the damage. Buy Me Back's brakes didn't work and he went into straight line everyone into turn 1. And I think Mitch got caught up in that. So Reese in the Ferrari in P2 as they head down in towards turn 10. And the Ferrari loses the rear end. And out of turn 10, he did have that little snap and he lost a bit of speed. And what about CJ on Cryptic up the inside of turn 10? And he does get a good exit. We're back on board with Reese. Is he chasing him down? He's going to be patient here. He is going to be patient. He knows what he needs to do in this sprint race. But if he leaves it right to the end, he could potentially lose it if Fanfitness is able to recharge that battery. At the moment, it is very low. Deadly in the McLaren is coming for the Mercedes, and Deadly is through on Ryan Clemenson up to P5. Goes the reserve McLaren. Deadly, absolutely deadly, down in towards turn 1. Dystopian on the back of Jack. Jack is in the top 10 in the Haas here. He's in the points. CJ picking up a 3-second time penalty. That means Cryptic is now back up to P7 regardless. Nick in the Ferrari is having to stay behind Dystopian and Jack. I think Nick might have damage here. I might be wrong, but I'm just going to have a look. It doesn't say he's got damage, but it looks like he's a little bit slower going through the corners, and there's no point in pitting in the sprint race around here. Yeah, he's missing an end plate. He's missing an end plate. So he has got damage. I thought that was a bit strange for Nick to be that slow. And to be honest, he's doing a great job considering he's got no end plate. So, brilliant stuff. Here comes Reese in the other Ferrari. He's going to have to pick up the points. Remember, only the top 8 will score points in the sprint. And Reese coming through the wall of champions. But Fanfitness gets a really good exit out of the chicane. What about Cryptic on CJ? Sam the Man has left the session. He was lagged out. I'm sure he'll get back in. What about Nick on Dystopian? Here he comes, but Dystopian does have DRS, and Nick will not take that chance. He's a great driver. He's got good race IQ, Nick. And he will not make a silly dive up the inside of the wall of champions, especially with wing damage. But he will definitely make one into the centre. And he's into the side of the Racing Bull, and Dystopian keeps hold of it. And Nick will have to just watch out as through goes Sam the Man in the Racing Bull. And Nick just losing the back end there. He tried to go for the move, and because he's got no end plate, his car just wobbling everywhere and straight into the side of the Racing Bull. You've got to be so careful when your car is damaged like that. And so Reese in the Ferrari on the back of the Mercedes out of turn 10. DRS once again. Can he finally get the move done? We are halfway through this sprint race. We've got the feature race to go. It is action-packed in Montreal. Down in towards Quebec we go. The Mercedes leads by 2 tenths. The McLaren is right behind him. All 3 of these were involved in a huge crash in Imola. And now they are back within half a second of each other. And down in towards turn 1 and 2, you've got that chrome McLaren. That special chrome McLaren racing here. Deadly. is there. What about Nick? He is going to go for that move once again, and Nick is through on Sam the Man, who is back into the lobby, but Nick is into the pit lane. Is he going to get that front wing changed, or is he going to call it a day in the sprint qualifying to save a set of tyres? It'll be interesting to see what he does. So at the front, it is Fanfurness, Reese to be right. Kevin Gamer is up to P13, the driver of the day from Imola last week. He's having another great Grand Prix. Cryptic on the back of CJ as we go down towards turn 8. Dystopian also has front wing damage, so was that caused by the collision? So Ginaudi up to P16. Todjo doing well. He knows he just needs to get to the end of the Grand Prix, not cause the team any unnecessary fines. Here comes Reese. He's going to go for it finally. Reese moves over to the right hand side. The Mercedes driver tries to cut him off. Be right in the McLaren watches these two battle in front through the wall of champions, and Reese got his foot down early there and was great to get the grip in as early as possible, as Fanfurness found himself half a second behind going in towards turn 1. What about Cryptic on CJ? He wasn't able to get the move done. So the lead has changed hands, and it is Reese that leads. And Fanfurness in P2. He's already 9 tenths behind as Fanfurness ruined his tyres. I mean, they are 3% more worn than Reese's, but I don't think it'd make that much of a difference to the point where you're going to lose DRS. So, be right. Epic OJ is still there. These drivers are going to go for that move right at the end, aren't they? They're going to wait for probably lap 11 or 12. So in towards turn 10 once more. You see the Ferrari now starting to leave them for dust behind, but Fanfurness will get that DRS, and this is why it is so hard to shake off the drivers behind, because you do get that DRS and the lap is so short. There's not really many places you can lose it, but it looks like Fanfurness is struggling through the corners a little bit. Reese seems so much quicker in towards the chicanes. Mitch is through on Kevin Gamer. Kevin Gamer goes deep, and Mitch is through in the Sauber. There is a yellow flag waving. That is Todjo in the Alpine that is onto the grass. And here come the leaders of the Grand Prix. Todjo, just be careful. Here comes Reese. Remember, there's no ghosting. Todjo is in front. Fanfurness, B, right, Epic, OJ are all coming behind. Then Deadly, Ryan, CJ, Cryptic. Remember CJ with that time penalty. Epic with that time penalty. Fanfurness in the Ferrari can see that backmarker Alpine just ahead as they go in towards turn 8 and 9. And the Ferrari, I tell you what, the Ferrari might even get DRS from the Alpine here. I think he's just a little bit far behind. In towards turn 10 we go, and that is Nick that is through on Malk. What a move that is. Down in towards the centre S at turn 1. There's another yellow flag, and now here comes Fanfurness within the DRS range. Todjo just moving out the way of all the drivers. Well done, Todjo. Dystopian with a 3-second time penalty. On to lap 10 we go. What an interesting sprint race. What does Be Right do in this position? The McLaren driver is 3 tenths off the back of Fanfurness. If he saves up his battery, I think he might have a chance at picking up an extra position. Here comes Cryptic on CJ. CJ comes off the inside. He'll send the Williams driver along the outside of turn 1, but then he'll have the inside line in towards turn 2. If he can get the grip, he's got the move, and Cryptic is through and up to P7. The Williams driver is having a brilliant race. Remember, this is realistic performance, and this is a great little performance by Cryptic. So, well done to the Williams driver. Malk still 1.4 behind Nick. Here we go again. Reese, 3 tenths. I tell you what, Fanfurness is closing the gap on Reese. He's a lot closer than he's been since he got overtook for the lead. Here comes Fanfurness into the slipstream. The McLaren driver will overtake Reese. Down and towards Quebec we go, and the Mercedes is into the lead here in the sprint race. In Canada, the Ferrari's all over the rear diffuser, but it's that double dose of DRS, and now here comes Be Right. He will try and make a move on the Ferrari. He'll go around the outside. The Ferrari will hang it on the inside, but then they'll switch back around. The McLaren will now have the inside out of turn 2, gets his foot down, and he does have the grip. And Fanfurness goes into the lead of the Grand Prix. Be Right is now in P2, and Reese is down to P3 from the lead of the sprint race. What about Epic OJ? Oh, he's got that penalty. It's so costly. What about Ginaudi in the Sauber? He has spun it. Oh, unfortunate there. There goes Mauk in the Alpine. He goes through on Kevin Gamer in the Williams. And Mauk is up to P15 with that DRS enabled. And that is Reese in the Ferrari chasing down the Papaya McLaren. We are on lap 11. We're going to be going on to the final lap. They've all been patient. The race has been brilliant. Will it continue right to the line? As I said previously, we had that huge collision in Imola. And these three drivers now occupy the top three spots. One Mercedes, one McLaren, one Ferrari, and even one Aston Martin into the mix. And that is Be Right that goes into the lead of the Grand Prix. The Canadian Grand Prix is in the hands of the McLaren. Here comes Fanfness. He'll be in the slipstream. Reese can't do anything as the Ferrari-powered car is just locked in that DRS train now. And Fanfness in the Mercedes will have to get his foot down early to get the move done. He's going to have to find an opportunity throughout this lap. It is the final lap of the sprint race. The McLaren does lead, but is that the position that you want to be in going into the final lap? I do not think so. But it will all depend on the entrance and exits of the corners that Fanfness and Reese can get. That is Ryan Clemenson. That is deadly this round. That is so costly. And Salute will be saluting as his driver, Ryan Clemenson, gets through on the McLaren. And that is big for the Constructors' Championship. So Be Right down in towards turn 10. He is your race leader on lap 12 of the sprint. And he gets his foot down. And he does have a bit of grip. But the gap is only 4 tenths. And Fanfness will get the DRS. Has Be Right saved enough battery? I don't think he has. And here comes Fanfness into the wall of champions. Be Right stayed ahead. Fanfness is off and into the wall. Did he need to go into the wall there? Here comes Reese to the line. Reese takes the win. Reese got him with the DRS to the line. And once again, there is an incident. Oh, it is carnage once more, and the incident room will be filled. I don't like it when stuff like that happens. Jesus, Salute. Yeah, not sure what happened there, mate. Yeah, it's the same three drivers. They're just so competitive. I won't comment on it because I don't know what happened myself, and I can't comment on something that I see live. So, and it's probably quite inappropriate for me to do so. So, yes, really unfortunate. So it is the Ferrari driver that takes the race win by 0.049. That is massive. That is so good. Be Right takes P2. That could be huge. It's only a point, but it could be huge. Epic OJ, AE Cryptic finished in P5 in the Williams. Wow, what a result. P9 Jack just missing out on the points in the Haas. And then the Ferrari of Nick, obviously, in P13. Mauk, Ginaudi, Kevin Gamer, Fanfness, Todd, Joe, Jeffrey Boy, and Buy Me Back. Sorry, I was just doing something. So we go on to qualifying now. Lobby reset. You are right, because there seems to be well, there doesn't seem to be any more issues, but I don't know if it's just to be safe. Or should I just... It'd be a lot of effort to restart the lobby, and I'm not sure we've had any issues apart from that opening start. Guys, we will not do a lobby reset. If we have an issue with the lights at the start of the feature race, I will restart the feature race, guys. So, yeah, go out, set your laps and everything. But if we have any issues in the feature race, I will restart the lobby, because the feature race is where the main points are going to be given out for these drivers and where all the racing is going to happen for 35 laps. Thank you, Alvaro. Appreciate it, mate. Don't worry about me back. Things happen, man. If your brake pedal got stuck or whatever, it happens. You're not going to go, you know, you're not going to go straight lining everybody into turn one of your reserve racing, realistic, are you? So I know it's not deliberate. So I know it's obviously something completely unexpected has happened, mate. So don't even stress. Yeah, you might get reported. You might get a penalty if you've caused carnage, but don't worry about it. That's all you'll get. You'll just get a penalty for any incident, and that'll be it. You won't get, looked into because of the incident or anything like that. Don't worry. We know it wasn't on purpose or anything like that. Yeah, these things happen. It's online racing. Salute. Just save it for the day. You don't even need to say it in here, mate. Just save it. If you want to send them a message, just Discord messaging, and then we'll just enjoy the racing here on Twitch, and we won't look into all of that stuff. We don't need to. Right, okie dokie. So, Ryan Clemenson in the Mercedes, a 109.9 sets the benchmark here in qualifying for the feature race. Dystopian in the Racing Bull in a P2. Cryptic in the Williams is out on track, and so is Sam the Man in the Racing Bull. So, let's see where Sam the Man is. Jeffy Boy in the Red Bull is just coming up. He will be first to the line before Sam the Man, so he's coming up the casino straight. So through Quebec, a little snap there from the Red Bull, lost the rears to the line and up to P3 on the mediums. What about Sam the Man in the Racing Bull? Salute, can we keep it out of the Twitch chat, please, man? Just, we can talk about things in the incident room. I've told you I'll let the team bosses see the incidents and see the stewards discussing it and everything and see the point of views. Let's not bring it onto the stream chat, man. All good? Yeah, no problem, mate. We'll save it for DMs or whatever. We'll discuss it in the Discord after the race, but let's keep it off Twitch, man. So, Kevin Gamer in the Williams has invalidated his lap. Sam the Man to the line, goes up to P5 at 1:11.1. What about Malk in the Alpine? What can he do? Through turn 6 and 7. And 8 and 9, and the Alpine gets his foot down, uses that battery just to sort of get that edge, get back up to speed. And then out of turn 10 at the hairpin for the Alpine driver. And down the casino straight, and he's got another Alpine behind him. That is Todjo. So they are both on laps. They are both close to each other. Through the casino, through the Wall of Champions. Both Alpine drivers will follow each other to the line. And it's P5 for Malk and P5 for Todjo. Well done. Very close. So very competitive in the Alpine Garage this evening. What about Deadly in the McLaren, who spun on the final lap of the sprint race up to P1 and goes provisional pole for the feature race. By me back in the Aston Martin, just started his flying lap. So we'll ride on board with the Aston Martin driver. Let's see what he can do. Right, sorry guys, we are back to it. Let's get. Let me mute that. I was just having a look at something. Just having a look over the clip and stuff. Really unfortunate, but I'll let the stewards deal with what they got to deal with. So, Malk in the Alpine. It's annoying as well because it's such a slight contact between the two drivers, and yeah, it's really annoying. It's that competitiveness. Like, obviously, we have team principals, so you have bosses that will back their drivers, and absolutely, I would back my drivers as well. So not only do you get the drivers arguing, you get the team bosses arguing. So it's like real life. It's like Christian Horner and Toto Wolff going at it, and then obviously Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton going at it, and then the UK and the Netherlands going at it, and then all the Verstappen fans and Hamilton fans going at it. It's exactly the same with Formula 7 Realistic. Exactly the same. The same concept, the same, structure. And everybody will have their own opinions and their own point of views of any incident. Some people, like with in Jeddah, between Max and Lewis. Some people said, well, Lewis drove into the back of Max. Some people said, well, Max brake checked him. The stewards gave Max a penalty. Some people don't think he deserved it. You know what I mean? Everybody will have their own opinion. Some people say that, Max didn't deserve to get past Lewis and he forced his way through in 2021. Some people say Lewis forced his way through on the opening lap. Do you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. People will have opinions on incidents. Nobody will ever agree. So when I look at an incident, I try to have that view on it. Like, well, I don't really care who it is. Just have a look at the incident overall. And if you do that, sometimes you come to a conclusion that's probably the fairest. But yeah, looking at that, it's so unfortunate for the drivers. They have that slight bit of contact. You've got the driver on the outside, the driver on the inside. They're both trying to go into such a tight part of the circuit. They have a slight bit of coming together, like literally just a touch of the wheels and bang, straight into the wall. So yeah, really unfortunate, man. I can't say much more than that, but I do think it's just very, very unfortunate. So here we go. Reese goes fast. It's the 108.9 provisional pole here in Montreal. Fanfitness is in P2. Deadly's in P3, by the way, in the McLaren. Ryan Clemenson goes into the pit lane. He's currently in P4. Jeffy Boy in P5. What about B right in the McLaren? And Epic OJ to the line in the Aston Martin, goes up to P7, so he's definitely got some improvement. He's up to P15, Sam the Man in P16, Kevin Gamer, and then here comes Nick in the Ferrari. He will be next towards the line. His teammate is currently on pole position. Can he join him on the front row? Into the wall of champions goes the Dutchman, down towards the start-finish line, and Nick goes up to P4, and it's provisional second row. For how long? Here comes B Right, the championship leader, into the wall of champions, slips and slides over the apex 1 and 2, and then down to the lights, and it is P3 for B Right, who joins his teammate on the second row, and he's only just behind Fanfitness by half a tenth. So extremely competitive in the qualifying for the feature race. Yeah, but exactly, yeah. Yeah, great qualifying for race. Zora, is your ban up now? Could you race tonight, or is it you can race from next week? I think you've been very patient considering the situation that happened, Zora, to be honest, so it'd be nice if we could see you on the grid again. Just don't retire in the pit lane. It was unfortunate because not many times the car will come out and cause two of the leaders to crash out of the race. What's going on, Red? CJ up to P7, goes in front of Jeffy Boy by half a tenth. Be right on an in lap. Ginaudi in the kick Sauber, just coming down towards turn 10. He's got his teammate behind him of Mitch on an out lap, so he'll give him some slipstream down towards turn 1. So he is going to give him a little bit of a helping hand on his lap here in this feature qualifying. To be honest, Zora, yeah, I see what he's saying. You know what, Zora, if you had have said to me you won't be able to race for a month and all that sort of stuff, and you've had done 2 race bans, I'd have probably just said, let you race tonight. And But hey, you can get racing as soon as you're back, mate. So Gennady back into the garage. Mitch with that. And he's invalidated it after getting a huge tow from his teammate down the casino straight. He's gone and invalidated it. He will be kicking himself. He'll be smacking his head with that visor on. Look at Cryptic and Epic OJ. 1/1000th of a second separating them. Yeah, no worries, Zora. Oh, good, man. So Reese is 0.2 quicker than everybody else on track at the moment. Buy me back in the Aston Martin is on another lap. Just coming out of turn 10. Is he weaving? We know Buy Me Back is notorious for going late on the brakes. His driving style is really cool. And down to the line, stays P19. He did improve by 6/10, but when I say cool, I mean he's able to brake so late and still make the corner, which I think is an unusual driving style. Ryan Clemenson in the Mercedes. But it's really cool how he's able to do that, able to brake so late and get so much speed into the corner. Ryan Clemenson in the Mercedes is on a lap. He's currently in P6 and in front of both Red Bulls and just behind a Ferrari. Salute will be watching this. All eyes on the prize and a huge slide coming out of turn 9 as we go towards the hairpin. Is he going to back out? He is going to back out. I hope he's got enough fuel to set another lap. He has got the battery to do it. And has he got the tyres to do it? And so Deadly is on his way out of the pit lane. We've got a few drivers on the way out. 2.5 minutes of qualifying remaining. And then we move on to your feature race here in Canada. Can't wait for this one. So we know that a lot of engine penalties will be coming up for these drivers soon as well. I'm trying to work out what will happen in terms of engine penalties if drivers have got the same engine penalties on the same race, who will be behind who. And I think I'm going to look at it as a constructor's point of view. So if you are leading another driver in the constructors, so say Aston Martin have an engine penalty, so do Alpine. If that Aston Martin driver is in front of that Alpine driver in the championship, they will start ahead of them in their engine penalty. So out of turn 9 down towards turn 10, but we'll discuss it. But yeah, I think a lot of drivers are getting close to it now. In towards turn 10 at the hairpin for Ryan Clemenson. He's got the Alpine in front of him, a little bit of dirt. Yeah, did that hinder him through turn 10? And you can see the car just starting to shake a little as well. You see the driver pressing the DRS button inside the cockpit. Into the Wall of Champions we go now. Into Quebec. This is it for the Mercedes. So close to the wall there for Ryan Clemenson. This is a very neat and tidy lap. It's a 198. And he does improve, but only just. And he stays P6. It was a tidy lap, but it wasn't what he was hoping for. Deadly in the McLaren is also on a lap. I don't know if he is improving. Every single driver is out apart from Buy Me Back. Gennady in the Sauber is also on a lap. Mitch is on that lap. F7 Todjo is just behind him. What about Malk in the Alpine? He's invalidated with 40 seconds remaining. There is a Williams behind him. I think that is Cryptic. It is who is improving, trying to get a little bit of a toe from that Alpine, a cheeky toe. If that Alpine had slammed on the brakes there, he would not have been best pleased. So, down in towards the Wall of Champions. Cryptic gets it spot on and really close to the wall. The Racing Bull's just in front of him to start his penultimate lap. And Cryptic goes up to P6. That's brilliant. Deadly to the line will go again. So it was just a little run out, a little tester. B-Right is now on a lap. Fanfnis is on a lap. And Reese has invalidated it. Reese has invalidated his final lap here in Canada. And we have a few drivers coming up towards the line. Gennady went to the line, goes P11. Here comes Todjo into the Wall of Champions. This is it. The checkered flag has waved here in Montreal for the feature qualifying. And Todjo to the line, goes up to P16. Brilliant stuff. What about the two houses? Jack goes up to P15. And Maxi Block. And we do have a few drivers coming to the line. The Mercedes of Fanfnis. This is going to be a big one. Reese could not improve, and Fanfnis doesn't improve either. Up to P2. B-Right is down on his lap time by 1.5 tenths into the Wall of Champions. does tag the wall ever so slightly. I don't think he's going to get the improvement. He does! B. Wright has got pole position here in Canada. Ginaldi's already set his lap. What about Mitch? Mitch goes up to P12 and behind Ginaldi. Ginaldi's out-qualified his teammate. We do have Sam the Man, who will be next. The American driver here in Canada stays P14. Maxi Block has invalidated it. We do have CJ 3000. It's into the wall. The Wall of Champions has taken its victim here in qualifying. Maxi Block invalidated. That is it. B. Wright has taken pole, but it's a Ferrari 2-3. And I tell you what, Alvaro will be jumping for joy with Nick's qualifying there. That is amazing from the Dutchman. Great lap by Jan. It absolutely was. Fanfnis in P4. Reese will absolutely love the fact that he's got his teammate behind him as a safety net to Fanfnis, Deadly and Epic OJ. But Deadly, the reserve McLaren, out-qualifying Epic OJ and the Red Bull of Jeffrey Boy as well. But yeah, Reese will be very happy with Nick there. Yeah, Jeffy, it's a good position to start, mate. So it is B. Wright that takes pole by 0.031. Here in Canada, it is Reese that takes P2. It is Nick in P3 in the Ferrari. So the Ferrari 2-3 is going to be crucial at the start of this Grand Prix. Then Fanfnis, and then the McLaren of Deadly is in at P5. Then Epic OJ, Jeffy Boy, and then AE Cryptic in P8 in the Williams. Ryan Clemenson, CJ 3000, Ginaldi, Mitch, Maximot, Dystopian, Sam the Man, Malk, and then Jack in P17 in the Haas. And then Todd, Joel, Back, and Kevin Gamer. Was it Jack in Max Bock in P13? Or Jack? I think I've got it the right way around. Right, on to the race we go. Good luck, everybody. Good luck to all the team bosses and the drivers and all the fans watching for your favourite drivers. Sorry, guys, I was just putting a prediction up for the race. So here we go. They are all lining up. Hopefully we have a clean start to this Grand Prix. They all line up. Here we go. Kevin Gamer will be the final driver on track. Just, Kevin, if you're listening, good luck, man. But just be aware if the drivers are lapping quite quickly and they do catch you up, just be aware of the drivers. So here we go. This is it for round 7 here in Montreal, Canada. And it is flagged down, and away we go. Reese did get a better start this time, but not as good as B right. Oh, no. Yeah, it's knackered me. I can't see any of the timing screens. Oh, that's so annoying. Do I need to see it? I have got the app in front of me to... But it just feels a bit laggy as well. Yeah, it's not great, but there's no issue with the drivers, which is what we want. Still don't like this. I'm a little bit laggy. Okay, we can run with that. That's fine. Yeah, but I mean, you don't need. Yeah, it is annoying for the viewers as well. I'm going to have to, Anna, because I don't know how close anybody is. I'm not going to miss all the action for 35 laps. I'm going to have to restart it. I can't see anything on my screen. I'm going to have to save the recent gameplay, Anna, because I need to know what the grid is. I feel really bad for the drivers, but what can I do? I need to see what's going on track, don't I? I need to make a decision quickly. I'm going to miss so much action if I don't. I'm not even going to know if people have DNF'd or crashed or anything. Yeah, I'm going to have to. I'm sorry, guys, I'm going to have to. Ah, look, it's not even leaving the lobby for me. Yeah, the whole lobby's glitched. The whole lobby's glitched.